Okay, here we go. Hmm. Okay. Oh shit. Mike's definitely not. Oh, says it is. Okay, let's just do a volume check. Let's just do a volume check. Boom. Mm. So, where it is. Right, Felipe. Did I select random rather than the first one? Okay, it's a Brands Hatch. Viper, Brands Hatch. No. Corvette. C7. Brands Hatch. Tire wear. Tire wear. Get the bed. Long tire. This is a good start, isn't it? turn left rear. And then LeBron or MJ? I'm not entirely sure what you're talking about, to be honest. Dude, in the UK, we don't really watch basketball too much. If it's not got four wheels and an engine, I don't typically watch it. Right left actually caught up to the front. Hope you're doing well though, Drew. Are you, or apart from the US, are you from? It's 3.4% fuel left. Start with 15. Right. Same rules apply. Just double check the tune's loaded. It did. Do it. Looking for 27, really. No? What do you want? No. Why? Okay, so sorry about that. I want to have a look at this tune really quick. Yeah, let's try that again. It feels okay. It's a bit nervous. A bit oversteery. It's oversteering and understeering. When it's not sliding, it's good. So front left is 12.1%. Front right 11.5. 11.4. Is that burning fuel just idling? Hey. Circuit de Barcelona - Catalunya. Mm. Right. Starting at 20% soft tire. do love this car. Can we go any faster? Two attempts. God damn it, that's a crap lap. I've overheated the tires or something? Felt great for the first 4 laps. Okay. So, the lap times. Fastest was a 1 minute 46.096. Tyre wear. So, front, right, 16.3%. And right, let's go into Viper. On the Viper and the Corvette, sorry. It's not good. Rocking the rear tires. Circuit de Spa Francorchamps. Circuit de Spa. Again, I know they're both footballers, but again, I don't watch football, dude. I have no idea what teams they play for or anything. Now we're talking English now, thankfully. Max or Lewis, I will pick. I prefer Lewis, but Max is a better driver. Piastri or Norris, again. As a person, I like Norris, but Piastri definitely faster at the moment. Russell or Kimi? Russell. I don't like Russell, but he's currently faster than Kimi. Kimi's got good potential though. Yeah, I very much hope to see Russell do well. To see Kimi do well. Yeah, it was pretty special. It was a good lap for sure. Right. He has many, many people, many, many years ahead of him. So I didn't check tires or anything. I'm on the wrong tire, right? No, it's on the right tire. Hey, dude.
Um,
Is Putty Chat breaking for you as well? Or...
I don't know. Let me send the invite, but that was like it put
I
me in one after I sent the invite, but I don't know. It was fucked up yesterday too, so who knows what they're doing. It was a little bit fucked up on Monday too. What are you up to?
I'm just making a database between the C7 and the Viper.
Yeah.
I thought I had nothing really else to do other than just public hopper for. So I thought, why not just do 5 laps at every track and take the data for all of it?
Yeah. See, Forza made a fucky wucky earlier and like leaked stuff from the update in the game.
Did they? How did they do that?
Yeah, they like added an IndyCar tab or something to the multiplayer thing when it reset.
Uh, uh,
Like a thing for it. You couldn't like click on it or do anything with it, but like, and then they also added a thing for like the Champions Cup or whatever. Where people are posting pictures of it on Reddit and stuff, and I guess like they fixed it pretty quickly, but
uh,
oh no, I've
10-10.
got 21 minutes to get a clean lap in the Logitech Challenge qualifier.
Oh, don't give me that.
I
Don't give me.
better go and do that.
I was about to do something constructive. I'm already on the third track. I re uh changed. I redone the Viper tune just to be
Yeah,
a bit more less understeery, just a bit more balanced. And
yeah,
I definitely found some pace in it, but I'm at that point now where I think from both of my cars, they're very similar in lap time.
yeah,
Like in Brands Hatch in the C7, I did a 127.092, whereas the Viper 127.066. So it's less than a tenth in that one.
yeah,
And then in of the circuit of Barcelona, there was less than a tenth in it on that one. I did a
yeah,
145.974, and then in Viper 146.096. So they're real close now.
right. Yeah, so like the main thing that concerns me is just like from my testing with them is just that like I can usually get the lap time in the Viper in half the laps that it takes me to get it in the Corvette.
I, the way
Most of the time, not always, but
I've managed to balance it now, though, uh, with making a few adjustments, they don't drive the same, and the Viper very much more feels like it's on the nose, really. So it has really good like front grip. but then the
Yeah.
Viper has really good rear grip. So like they go in the corner almost identical speeds, uh, but then the middle corners, middle of the corner, it changes slightly, but then by the exit, it's back to where it was again. They're almost identical. Is that in the Rivals, the Logitech bullshit?
Yeah.
Uh, the G Challenge qualifier at Spa.
Yep.
Is it everything in the same car? I take it.
Yeah. It just says do a clean lap, so I just did a clean lap.
All right. Okay.
I don't know why, because it's not like I'm ever going to use the driver's suit, but I didn't have anything else to do, so.
Oh, what? It's put me up. That's bullshit. Can't even tune it then.
It's like, your target is ESV carts. Yeah, I just rented it. I didn't even own the fucking car. Where's the... Oh, here we go. Huh. I just went to look at, like, the leaderboard thing for the Nürburgring with the D-Class cars.
Right.
And it's like, I'm top 38% with the Volkswagen that is 62 PI under the limit and not even built to, like, specifically be fast at the Nürburgring. Around me. Mine near other, like, stock cars and shit. Where is it? Oh yeah, check out these fucking things. I was looking around like the Nissan Heritage website, where Turn 10 went and scanned like the GT500 car and that kind of stuff to see what other shit was there. They have a shitload of cool stuff. I found these things, I'd never even fucking heard of them or seen them before.
Ticket auto salon. Little four-cylinder 1 liter engine. Curb weight
Yeah,
four
70 fucking horsepower, but also weighs like
400
nothing.
kilos. That's effectively a go-kart.
Yeah. It's like a Janetta in little prototype form almost.
Wow, it's a hell of a lot lighter than Janetta.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's just for, I mean, also has 30 less horsepower too, which is,
A lot less weight though.
yeah.
What's the Janetta weigh? About a ton? About 1,000 kilograms?
I don't remember.
It's got double front and rear double wishbone suspension. Jeez. That must be just like a fiberglass body on an engine, right?
I think so. Actually, the Jetta weighs 1,900 pounds. So that little thing weighs about 880 pounds or something.
Yeah.
So less than half of the Jetta. Jeez.
So the power to weight ratio is actually surprisingly quite high.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like it's on some sort of just sport tire as well. It's not like a racing slick or anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I would figure it would just be probably something durable too, so they can get multiple races out of it. One of them sold on Brand Trailer 7 years ago for $8,300.
Jesus.
So pretty cheap little race car.
Yeah. So what
Question
could you
is,
enter it
would
in
I
though?
even fit in it anyway? Yeah. I mean, there'd be stuff you could definitely enter it in on low level because a lot of that stuff kind of goes by like displacement things, but not like you wouldn't be racing against anything that made very competitive. Probably it's basically just everybody goes out the track and drives around for a few minutes kind of thing. What the hell is this? There's currently a 1974 Lola T360 for sale on Brand Trailer. It's a project car with a 2-liter Lotus motor in it. Stuff for $11,000. It's a fucking cool looking little car though. A little baby Formula One car kind of thing. That Nissan Heritage site's kind of cool. It'd be interesting to know like what all they scanned when they went there because a lot of the cars that they like the R391 and the GT500 Skyline, the Super Silhouettes, the like the ZX GTP that we have is like the earlier version when it was still like a Lola chassis kind of instead of the door wedge like the doorstop one that iRacing has. It's there, like that's where all those cars came from. So there's so many cool things here though. It makes me wonder like what they could have scanned while they were there. Because there's
Probably
like Group
nothing.
A Skyline R32s, the Le Mans R33 like race cars, both there. The Clarion one and the Foundation, whatever, red, white, and blue one. They've got a Nissan Sunny touring car. And
They
some
got it from.
Nissan Primera touring cars.
Oh, what from the BTCC?
I don't know specifically which one they were from. Let's see if it says here. There's a Primera from '98. That's
That'd be
like one of the
about
Super
right.
Touring era ones. Uh, it doesn't say specifically which one this one's from, but yeah, I mean, it would have been the same Super Touring British touring car ones.
Bring it to us, please.
Apparently, they also raced in the JTCC and yeah, it says various European races, as well as a Southeast Asia Touring Car Zone Challenge in 1998. There's a GT300 S14 Sylvia, which is pretty cool. Which would be cool to put in with the Skyline, so you sort of had like an upper class and a lower class car. A Primera GT touring car, which I guess is just it's different livery and stuff, like a more updated version of the Super Touring car. Yeah, this one was the champion car from British Touring Cars in 1999.
All
That's
that.
like just in the 90s section too. There's some cool shit in the 80s one too. Where was
All
the one that I saw
the
earlier that
90s
was
touring
like something
cars
we
are so
didn't
good.
get here? Yeah. Yeah, those are weird cars because like everybody seems to like I couldn't really watch any of those things here. I mean, not that in the '90s I was looking for touring car racing anyway, but like it just never really got covered here very much. You didn't like see it randomly on TV very often.
Right.
Speed Vision would have it, but that stuff was usually like late at night, and it was like one weekend condensed into 25 minutes of highlights or whatever. So yeah, those like everybody seems to love those cars, but I don't have much experience with them or anything. I think the only thing that I've ever played with them in was the old Toka touring car game, like the original one for PS1 or whatever, which I didn't even play that much. Like I didn't find it until I was basically done with the PS1. So
Right.
let's see.
That was a quite good game though. I remember playing that one.
Yeah, there's some other cool shit in here too. There's like this little thing. I would definitely take the hell out of that.
Oh, is that Super Turbo? Super Silhouette.
I
Yeah.
didn't know they made a hatchback super silhouette thing. Like, but
Well,
it's pretty
I'm
fucking cool.
I'm actually curious if that's actually got the um Super Turbo engine in it. I don't think it is because it says it's got a 1.5 cc engine, whereas the Super Turbo had a 1 liter.
Oh, you mean this thing that they also have one of there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was what I was looking for. For some reason, I was looking for the '90s thing. So I remember seeing it. It's like, oh, it's a cute little ass race car thing. Like, oh, I
Yeah,
want
that's
that.
got the right engine, the MA09. There we go. Such a good little engine. Makes amazing noises. Like it's just a little like city car sort of thing, but it has a turbocharger
Yeah,
and a supercharger. And like at the begin, it like switches over. I think about 5,000 RPM off the top of my head from supercharger to turbo. And like so, like when you're just
yeah.
driving around normally, you get like a proper supercharged whine. It actually like a proper whine sort of thing, and it sounds amazing. And then when you go later on, you get the turbo flutters as well. It's such a cool little car for what it is. And if they bring it to us, they better not fuck the noise up for that car because I will be livid.
They probably would. God damn, there's a bunch of cool little race cars there too.
Oh yeah, that I don't just the standard Datsun Sunny Coupe would go really well with the other ones we've already got.
Yeah. One's a little cherry race car too. Look, it's so cute. 645 kilograms, 1.2 or 1.3. Well, 1.3. Yeah, I guess is what you call it.
It's got like a fastback.
150 horsepower at 8,500 RPM.
I don't. I'm sure it's plenty fast enough. More than
Yeah.
fast enough for half the people that we race with to crash it.
Yeah, to fail, crash it anyway. I'm sure they didn't fucking scan any of those things though. They're just like, wow, cool, a skyline.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you're 100% right. Like, I'm probably sure they've probably got one of those Datsuns, and they're like, nah, we don't need one of those.
Yeah. This wouldn't add anything to the game.
uh, I've
This thing's
heard
kind of cool.
I heard that someone from Griff's uh, thing said that they're on about redoing the time model for Forza
I have no clue.
because apparently Tora's been complaining that it doesn't make sense the way tire wear works. There's no incentive to have different tires because apparently that 90% of the time the soft's always the faster choice,
Yeah.
which just completely makes the rest of the tires obsolete. And like they're they're not very happy that the way tire wear works. It's like a very set amount where they with apparently with the the technology that we have, apparently we should be able to do a lot more with the tire wear than just the very basic that they have in it, apparently, or something like this. So
Yeah.
they already have the equipment with the amount of like points of contact and everything. So apparently there's rumors that they're going to be redoing it. So like the tire could potentially be completely different throughout the whole lifespan of the tire. It would
Yeah.
be it would be kind of nice if they went a bit more towards a set Corsa with their tire wear. And like
Yeah.
and the
I
tire
just kind of don't
temperature.
believe they do that. Like they seem to make things friendly for everyone, and making that stuff more complicated and harder to work out for people seems like they'd probably think like, oh, that'll just scare people off. They don't need to do any of that. They'll confuse the casual players.
But tire temperature would be kind of nice, right?
Yeah.
Like for when you just come out the
Just
pits.
it depends on who you ask, but
Oh, no, it would just add a touch of realism. Like when you come out of when you come out of the pits or whatever. I mean, as soon as you turn your first corner, they're up to temperature.
pretty much. It is a little different sometimes when it's like nighttime or whatever. But god damn it.
So I was just wondering if you saw anything
Really
because I know.
complaining about fucking drop around in the I knew he was going to complain after this was over, whether it was about me and Seven winning the thing or something was going to. That was why I almost didn't even care about doing the rest of the season. It's like, just let him have it. I don't have to fucking listen to anything afterwards.
Yeah, that's the way it's always been. What's his problem?
Yeah, and again, like, if we throw away the drop round, then he'd just have to miss a race and then complain because his whole championship's ruined because one race, and he'd show up and be like, why even practice? I'm not in the fucking championship anyway, excited to get my tooth pulled, or, whatever the fuck it's gonna be. Like,
Oh, damn it! There's still 4 points between me and Oranges. Damn it! So we both missed the same amount of races. Managed to beat Kelvin though, and he turned up for every single one.
it also didn't really help that you didn't really help him until like 2/3 of the way through the season, and then he was suddenly like, "Oh, I can drive on this game." Started doing good.
Well, I didn't really understand what his problem was until I saw him how he actually was driving.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw that, he was just like all over the place and like twitchy unnecessarily. Kind of made me think that his wheel settings were just off completely. See Beethoven saying that he had fun, but did he
Why
turn up?
didn't you show up?
Yeah. Why was his last two
He
races?
did stop showing up, but
Oh, that daily races are back. That was kind of fun. Oh, and a Ferrari FXX spec series because that's obviously going to be a good idea. How to destroy your safety rating in 60 seconds.
yeah. The Daily Razors one was kind of okay, but then like it was kind of annoying because there were a few cars that were just very overpowered in it, so it sort of felt like you had to run one of the two. Unfortunately, that one guy was it FRA Waller or whatever made that rear-wheel drive. I think it was rear-wheel drive tune for the i30. That like was a nice driving car, and it wasn't the absolute fastest, but it was pretty dang quick, so you get a podium with it regularly. But like everything that I tried to build for it ended up super fucking slow. And then I had some of the fucking dirtiest races in that thing too, with people just like turning into me on straightaways and trying to push me off the track and shit.
Yeah, I had a couple of races first thing this morning, and I was just instantly thinking, it's like, why are we in the same lobby? You're clearly
Yeah,
not either S class or anywhere near a skill 4000. Then, I mean,
yeah,
I'm no way near an esports level driver yet. We're still in completely different leagues. And like when you win by like 30, 40
yeah,
seconds in a race, it's like, what the fuck? I ended up just
yeah.
looking for shitter cars to drive to make it a bit more fair. And then as soon as you
I
do that,
always seem to end up in a situation, assuming there's very many people in the lobby, where I can't really like do that. I mean, not that I really care if I win, but like there's always like two faster guys.
right.
So if I run a shit car, then there's no way I can race with them. But then it's like, well, is it better to race with the slow guys? And then I run a shit car, and then I get bonked around by all the idiot shitty drivers. It's like, never mind, I don't want to race with those guys anyway. So then I switch back to the faster car to try to chase the guys in the leaderboard car or whatever. And like, so it's kind of the same thing with like starting without qualifying. It's like, I think this will be fun. I'll race to the pack. And then it's not fun. It's just dodging fucking accidents, basically. And it's like, well, while I was dodging the accidents, the leaders are now 10 seconds up the road, and I'm not going to catch them. And I'm just in no man's land hot lapping for the next 10 minutes, so I should have just started with them and maybe had a race.
I'm tempted just to build something quick. Maybe a Vauxhall Corsa.
Well, see, I tried taking the sport suspension off of the Opal to see if it would make it softer. And
Right.
like it does, but it makes it worse. Like just worse to drive overall.
To be honest, I think they drive fine. Like their lap times are so close. I mean, overall, I don't know if it's because I
Yeah, it's
drove a
just
few more
the
laps
thing
in
is
the
like I
Opal, but
think that's fine if it's yeah, like my worry is more just like the consistency side of it. And like what like if you're racing with somebody and they're in the Volkswagen and you're in the Opel and you're following their line and they hammer a curb and like you can definitely hit some of the curbs in the Opel and like when you hit them right and stuff is not a big deal, but there's a few of them where it can fuck you up big time and it doesn't really fuck the Volkswagen up nearly as much. So you just basically watch the Volkswagen drive off of the curb out of your draft range and then you'd spend the rest of the race going, God damn, I should have drove the fucking Volkswagen. It's kind of what I'm worried about, which, like, I don't know. I mean, it's basically just like, kind of realistically, you, me, and Ball anyway. Because, like, Oranges is kind of fast here, but I don't even know if he'll be around or whatever, and he usually sucks in slow cars, and he tends to fuck stuff up anyway, so he's probably not going to be in it. Ball's not slow at the Nürburgring, but he's also just not like I think if he has to pick up, like he can run whatever his pace is, which is pretty good. But I think if he has to like pick it up and chase us back down or something, he probably doesn't have it.
Right.
And so it's like if we just all agree to just drive the fucking Opel or the same car or whatever, then it's like who cares? Kind of the rest of it's a pick. But I don't want to be like the only guy that turns up on the night with the Opel. And like I say, and like on lap 2 of the race, touch a curb, end up wobbling around and losing 2 seconds, and then just spending the rest of the race hating the fact that I took the fucking Opel instead of just driving the goddamn Volkswagen like everybody else did.
I'm very easy. I'm happy just to take whatever the least picked car is, to be honest, just to even the field up. I like them
Yeah.
both.
I already painted an Opel because that's what I want to drive, but I added, so if you take off like the ignition thing and go up to sport for the fuel thing, it adds like 1 horsepower and 1 foot-pound of torque. And it is not helping at all. I'm like fucking 4 seconds back from the Volkswagen in this first lap. Granted, it's also my first lap of the day, but he always kind of does this stuff too, where it's like before the season even started. Oh, I don't want to win a race just because of the fucking ballast. Like then it'd be kind of cheesy or whatever. And then we throw the drop round away, and he finishes 4th in the championship, and is like, I only finished 4th because the drop round didn't count, so I wasn't really there, And it's just like, God damn it, like.
The thing is, though, like he was doing really well when the game first came out, and he just stopped practicing, and that's where he's lost his pace to. I felt
He's still, well, yeah, he's been a little busy for some things, but I mean, he still practices on the weekend sometimes when Raj wants to qualify or whatever. He joins and does some laps, but I know it was really frustrating for him at Kyalami when he got fucking hit by people he felt like should be better than running into him.
yeah, yeah. That's fair. That I mean, Anime's just been driving a bit like a bonehead. Granted, I think most of us have to be fair, but I know I feel like Anime and Coconuts have just been driving overly aggressive for no reason.
Yeah, I think both of them get like fired up and greedy when there's an opportunity there, and then kind of switch their brains off a little bit. The thing is like Kiwi's like, oh, I get boned by like I should have 108 more points. Well, 108 more points would move you in front of DJ who missed a round. It's not like it's gonna suddenly make him second in the championship or something. Like I don't. And again, it's been like this. We've had drop rounds for long as I've been here, basically. Like, sometimes we don't do it if we're doing, like, a short season on an off night or something, but we have 8 races, we have one in there, like, I don't
I mean, you got to think as well. I
And
mean,
he's kind of like, oh, a gold and a silver driver beat 2 silver drivers. Well, Sean wasn't really a silver driver. He was leading the fucking championship and stuff. I mean, he didn't carry the ballast well, but just on equal pace in the car. I mean, and I don't like some of that's also just Sean because like when we didn't have ballast in the car, he was fast.
yeah,
And then he got ballast first, which he thought was like, oh, you guys will come back to me. And like we only did a couple of rounds. Usually we were all ahead of him, so it's like we just carried the ballast better than him. But that doesn't necessarily make him a silver driver. It means he didn't. I don't know. So it's like, again, like I don't know, just complaining for the sake of complaining. I know.
and you got to think though as well. Like, it's a gentleman-friendly club sort of thing. I mean, we're not. It's not strict esports, and you have to take it that
Yeah.
occasionally someone has to miss a race for whatever reason.
Yeah. Like, I get it, like, if you make your schedule so that you don't have to miss a race, and you, like, you know, and you show up for things, then it's kind of like, oh, well, this is bullshit, these guys just didn't show up for it. But everyone has been in the other situation where they have to miss a race for something, and, like, that's what saves you. And, like, that's his thing. Like, he's going to have a surgery on the first Monday of July. So it's like it was basically just a week off, but it's like, all right, fine. Like, that's a perfect excuse to have an extra week off in the middle here instead of just 1 week. We'll have Nürburgring in the last week, exhibition, so he has to miss the exhibition and doesn't miss a points race. But if he was going to miss a points race, he'd be glad that there's a drop round there. So, like, I don't know, it just... Like, this is one of those things we go over during meetings all the time. That, like, every rule we change is, like, gonna be different for someone than someone else. And like when you invert the grid, the guy on first goes, well, this sucks, I get inverted, and the guy in 6 is like, hey, this is great, I get to be on pole. Like, it's everything you do balances out in some other way, and sometimes you get inverted to the pole and the inversion's great for you, and sometimes you get inverted off of it. Just, it is what it is, it evens itself out most of the time.
There's people just getting bitchy for no reason.
Yeah, and like to some extent, like racing stuff is very like self-centered kind of. You sort of have a narrow viewpoint, blinders on to an extent, like what happens in your car and your championship and stuff. But again, as staff, he sits in the meetings and does all the stuff, and he hears all the different ways that things happen and why we don't change some of the things that we don't change and stuff. So he should be at the point now where he can sort of see beyond that.
Yeah. Suck it up,
And it's
buttercup.
also different too when it's like we had a few things in the past where people are just like, yo, I fucking hate that track, I ain't doing that shit, and they don't show up. And it's like, well, yeah, that's kind of lame when they can show up and race, they just don't want to, that they get to use that as their drop round. But it also means that they don't get to use their drop round for a race they might actually have to miss, and we've seen that like fuck people over before, where they end up having to miss a race at the end. I think it happened to Ball once, where he, I went racing the fucking Nordschleife and didn't turn up, and then later in the thing he had something come up and had to miss the final race of the season or something.
Oh.
And like, I don't know, it is what it is, kind of. Yeah, and he tends to be kind of sensitive about that stuff, so you can't just say, yeah, and if you had to miss a race next season, then you just groan about it all season. Oh, I shouldn't even practice. I'm already out of the points anyway, like that kind of stuff. So, like, then like that would immediately upset him, I think. So,
Might as well tell him for him. There's no point in you practicing. You're not going to win.
yeah. Nope, that's not.
Made a rear-wheel drive Corsa with a Nissan 370Z engine in it. Ah, I forgot that car.
That
We've got the
seems like it'd be kind of awful.
Yeah, it doesn't feel great, but I have no idea what it's going to be able to do. Someone's got the Toyota Yaris. Forgot about that car.
You probably don't have it.
I do not know.
So it was a normal car. I don't imagine it's any good since it's all-wheel drive. I mean, that.
Yeah, you can swap it to rear-wheel drive though, right?
Yeah, I suppose, but
And I've actually seen some people run four-wheel drive cars in public lobbies. Mainly like the Mitsubishi Evos.
yeah.
and do really well with them.
Yep. Yeah, I'm not sure what the thing is with it. Like what the... It seems like most of the time where it like over PIs them is in handling lean situations.
Right.
So I don't know if maybe you just build them more power leaned, then it doesn't hurt as much. But like for my A-class cars that have not much in the way of engine upgrades, they're like, you know, up 20 horsepower or something maybe from stock, and have slicks and max weight reduction and all that stuff. I had to over PI them by like 30 PI or something, 35 points, in order to get them to keep up with the rear-wheel drive cars.
Okay, so the Corsa is a missile. I pretty much overtook most of the grid before turn 1. Oh, but now I got turned. Oh, that's a shame. Those roll fast on straights though.
What the fuck is going
Okay. Definitely needs some work with the diff. Because it's got such a short wheelbase, it's a little bit snappy.
Yeah. Kind of what I was expecting. Like not a shape of car that I would expect to, well, as a rear-wheel drive car with 300 horsepower.
It doesn't feel terrible though.
It's like taller than is long or wide, so like this is like a good combo.
There's a good battle here between the Focus and the Astra. Well, stock, it's only about 2 seconds off what the pole guy managed to get. Is there another 2 seconds in tuning it? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
With a controller, I can imagine this car sucking, but because you can be so smooth with the wheel, it's pretty good. Man, it's fucking warm tonight. Summer's returning, and I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm already ready for it to be over with.
I see that you've been having some problems in was it in LA?
Yeah.
And like, did you see the video of that reporter getting shot with the rubber bullet?
Uh,
I know I shouldn't, but I laughed so hard at that. Uh, It's like the police officer
yeah.
just looks her dead in the eye, like sees that she's a reporter, and he's like, "I'm gonna shoot you anyway and get away with it."
Yeah, I think the whole situation's kind of stupid.
I mean, I kind of get why they're protesting, but I just don't. There's better ways of doing it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And like, I don't know, it's kind of one of those like dumb things from both sides. Like the whole sending the troops and stuff is a bit of an overreaction. But then once they did that, they got mad and started throwing shit and rioting and stuff. So by doing that,
They've
like, oh,
stirred
well,
the
we're
pot.
just mad because he did that. Well, it's like now you're proving him right. Like if that's all it took to send you over the edge into looting shit, then all you're doing is making it look like he did the smart thing. Like just like I don't know. So yeah, it's like there was an old news thing from Saturday Night Live with Norm. I don't remember what the story was about, but like he sort of reads the story and is like, now this may seem harsh to some of you, but I feel like everyone involved in this story should die. And it was like it's kind of one of those sort of things where it's just like I don't feel bad for any of them. Like it's whatever. A bunch of unnecessary shit, but and of course like here it's everything's so divided now too. So like one thing's like, oh, they were getting violent anyway, so this is what prompted it, and the other ones are going, we weren't getting violent at all, and then so it's like which one side's telling the truth? You can't believe either of them anymore. Like,
No, the worst thing is the news makes it even worse because they just make it clickbait, so like people want to read it and they
yeah,
want to. Half the problem is the media these days
yep,
because they make it sound so bad or something that it's at the point where Trump feels like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to do something because they've said that, and if I do nothing, they'll just think I'm doing nothing. So that
yeah, yeah, and like the Fox News thing here is just wacky as shit. Like the stuff that they yell about and stuff is just absurd. And there's some pretty funny stuff with it too. I don't even remember what there was some thing that was done, I don't know, like a month ago now or something. There was some kind of drug thing,
right.
and they ended up like taking a bunch of like ketamine, I think it was, away
Oh, shit.
from things, some kind of pill thing that people were taking. And it was funny because like over the week that it happened, they just kept inflating, like changing the numbers. And like, it's like on Monday when they announced the successful raid or whatever, and it's like, we took, this many pills off of the street. We just saved 200,000 lives. It's like, well, that's kind of a weird way to like measure what's going to happen, like with drugs being on the street, like to quantify the number of lives that'll be in. And then on Wednesday, it's like President Trump just saved 600,000 lives. And on Friday, President Trump saved 1.3 million people. And it's like, what? Like, how does it keep going? up every time, and not just like, oh, we recalculated. There's another 30,000 people we didn't think about. It's like tripled the number. Like, okay.
Pretty much the
They
same
yell
shit
about
that
some
happened
pretty
with Colt.
funny stuff in a way. Like I always was there's like that one what was that retard Tucker Carlson or whatever? Like every once in a while there'd be a clip of something on YouTube of his show that I'd watch that was like funny, but I didn't like I didn't want to be associated with either sides in the argument, but it was just funny how uncomfortable it was. Like when he'd just like use some dumb logic thing to counter someone else in the show who's also using a dumb logic thing. And he would just say it with like maximum conviction as if he's 100% right, and the other person had no clue what to say to it. And it's just like, this is uncomfortable. I love this. But then, like, the more I saw the show, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I don't think I want anything to do with any of these people. Like, I just want to see people be uncomfortable and unhappy on live TV. I don't want to have anybody think I'm on any side of this. Like, I just want people to be miserable. One of the things that's kind of annoying about it here is like you have to hear it about a lot more. Like it's not as optional as it is other places, kind of. And it's always like low hanging fruit stuff
Right.
that people like come in and are all excited about. Like the thing just recently where Trump like didn't allow like LGBTQ whatever stuff flags to be like hung in government buildings or something.
That sounds.
It's like I don't really fucking care. Like if somebody asked me, should we put this up? No, it's not really the place for it. But it has no impact on my life, and it shouldn't impact anyone's life really on either side of it. Even if you're gay and you think the flag be in there, like if it's not there
Yes.
and that causes you to have a meltdown, you're also fucked up. Like, but it's then it's like he did a good thing. He took that stuff out of there, and it's like, okay, how does that impact you at all?
Yeah.
Well, this is America. It's not the United States of gay. And it's like Jesus fucking Christ. That is the dumbest argument that you could possibly fucking have. Like, what if somebody's not from this country? They show up and they think that we're the United States of gayness, and it's like no one ever has thought that, like ever. Like, it's just like the dumbest stuff that like again on the surface I mean like it's low hanging fruit kind of stuff. Like people with zero IQ are like, yo, this is a good improvement. And it's like, I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad thing necessarily either. It's just, it's essentially nothing. It does nothing to fix any problem in the world right now. But it's like, yeah, Trump's making this country great again. Like, a flag flying someplace that you probably didn't even notice until someone pointed it out makes your life worse.
Never
Then
even knew it was there.
you have bigger problems than, yeah, exactly. Like, someone who's like, it's a principle thing. Like, you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. Pretty soon, they're going to be converting, whatever. It's like, well, not. I mean, the logic isn't totally flawed, but it's a big jump to go from, hey, here's a flag that shows that we try to be inclusive of you, to we're going to have transsexual bathrooms that you're going to have to pay for with tax money and all this other kind of stuff, like it's not necessarily like one leading directly to the other. And for me, it's one of those things that, like, of all the stuff that's wrong, it's the same thing with the abortion thing I mentioned the other day. Like, of all the problems that are going on in the world right now, I think it's a weird thing to focus on stuff like that. Or like renaming the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America or whatever. It's like, why is this something that a fucking world leader is wasting brain power or trying to figure out how to do? Like, of all the things that have never fucking mattered, that has to be like up near the top of the fucking list.
Funny though.
Yeah, it is kind of funny, but it's all like part of the reason why it's funny is it's just like you have a hard time believing it's serious. It sounds like something that a cartoon character would do in a movie. Like, you know, like, oh, I'm gonna take over the world and rename the oceans. Like, okay.
It's literally Pinky in the brain.
And like, I think, yeah. And like, his thing today, I guess he's gonna like rename a bunch of military bases after Confederate things. Which, like, I don't know if that's really the best idea, given that, like, you know, and like, I don't agree with the other side of people who want to like delete all the stuff from the history books and stuff. That like the Confederates never existed, kind of thing. But like, I don't know, like it just like leave it alone, kind of. And again, how is that going to make any of the problems with the economics and you know, other kind of stuff any better? It's just wasting time sitting around at a desk going, let's name a base something different.
I mean, we're
We should
struggling to
change the
figure.
color of the White House. Like,
We're struggling to figure out how to put food on the table, and they're
yeah.
worrying about shit like that.
What if we changed all the crosswalk lines in the country from white to blue? Because blue's more of a defined American color. Like, what? Like, you know, it does nothing. Oh, Troy just sent me a party invite.
Oh, that.
Are
Have
you
they changed?
jumping off, or are you gonna be on for a while, or?
I don't know. I haven't really found anything
I
to
wasn't
do,
sure if
so.
you were like going, I'm gonna turn in early, because I'd just tell him like, ah, I'll join you in 20 minutes or whatever, or if he was
Who is it?
Troy. He hasn't been around much lately.
Alright. I was gonna say I don't know if I know him, but
Where yeah, he's raced with us before. Not very much lately though. I know not very much in a while because he has to get up for work at like 3 o'clock in the morning or something. So he ran in Forza 7 a bit. Again, after he raced in like 6 mostly, I think.
ooh. GT2 series at the Nürburgring's on right now.
Huh.
Might be a good way to have a showdown of the Corvette versus Viper.
With totally different builds.
Well, no, the correct builds, I think. It's just that they've changed
Well, the
stuff
builds,
behind
but
the
they all have
scenes.
modified stats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What time's that? Starts in 16 minutes. What's in the enduro shit? Ah, back to.
God damn. I can't drive for shit today.
What are you driving?
Every time I make it, the Opal with the power change.
Alright.
Like, I'm fucking slower with the power change than I was with it before. Like, I can't keep up with the Volkswagen. It went up a total of 3 PI because it went up like 1 horsepower and 1 foot-pound of torque, which didn't seem to fucking do anything.
That's some sensitive PI for just fucking 1 horsepower.
Best to get your downshift
Yeah.
movement in a straight line as you head into the braking zone. That way, after you turn in, you can get back on the gas
I've
pedal.
Like,
started.
that's what was gonna kind of worry me. Is like, oh, 3 whole horsepower. That's like a bigger jump than needed, but then, or 3 PI rather. But yeah, like I said, I can't even fucking. I don't know how much of it's it actually not making any difference, because it doesn't seem to make any difference in terms of straight line speed. Which, like, even when I'm not driving well, I can drive in a straight line well enough. Like, I don't think that's the problem. So we went up 1 horsepower and 2 foot-pounds of torque. Ooh, big change. Does take it from 0.72 to 0.73 horsepower per pound. Whole extra 1,000th of a horsepower per pound better.
Some big changes there.
Yeah. Alright, well, Troy says the party's working, so I guess I'll try to join over there. You can join too if you want. I can send you an invite, I guess, since I'm appearing offline. See if it works. So I haven't talked to him since like February or something.
Yeah, no worries.
But
There we go.
hey, it's been a while since you've been around.
Hey, Ross. Yeah, I've been busy camping or bullshit going on. Now I get to work lots of fucking overtime. All about it.
Did you switch from? I like I know last time you said something about work anyway. You were thinking about switching from one thing to one of the other ones.
Oh.
Everybody was off of production and did something else.
I was waiting on that, and then I got voluntold to go to some shithole fucking shop. Because there was some fucking executive or someone bright idea to open this thing with a feeder line, the new program, and it's like, well, I was a wingline mechanic for 12 fucking years, and now I'm doing body structures. They just started this at like the beginning of the year, and I didn't learn, like I was there for this hardware for the second, and they're like, oh, do this, and I'm like, I don't know to do this. It's like, oh, either do we. Figure it out.
Yeah. But with no thanks and no pay raise and anything, no? Or what is it?
At least they changed it to where it was like, it's just one weekend that they can make this work and then anything that's going on. Like 14 years ago, up until just recently, the last contract where it was like, well, we can make you work 2 in a row. So you work, what would that be, 20 days in a row?
Yeah.
10 hours in there. Whoa. I did get an offer for what I wanted right after I got sick.
Yeah.
Have to wait, put up with this bullshit. This manager's gonna try to like hold everyone, like half the people are gonna leave due to this process, like the employee transfer process. Like gonna like not sign off to retain the people.
Despite all the new drama, still kind of the same old shit, huh?
Yeah. Well, now I have an understanding on how to fucking work it out.
Yeah.
How to change our culture. It starts with you, and nothing changed.
Yeah. That's about right. From the limited part that I know, it's like...
I'm gonna tell you what to do, but
Yeah.
we're not gonna follow it.
Yeah, when it's like
you.
time to come to the agreement, it's like, yeah, we're gonna be changing things around here, and then you go, okay, and you shake hands or sign it, and then nothing changes, but they just expect you to change everything you're doing. Capitalism.
Yay. No corporate America. Yay.
Yeah. Fucking, I just realized when I changed parts in the car that I was working on, it completely refilled the tank of fuel. I don't know how much of an impact that has on why I was slow with it. I don't think it.
You messing around with?
We're gonna do a Nürburgring special event at the end of the month, but what I'm working on is Opel Kadett versus Mark 1 Golf. Like the Golf's bumpers swapped to be like the 70s ones, that way that seems on brand, or like on theme kind of.
Yeah, except too bad it's not the round light version. Are you talking the Mark 1?
Yeah. The Lady 3 or whatever it is. Round headlights.
Thought it was pretty. Thought they used the American version.
Yeah, I know the golf stuff in this game is confusing as fuck. People always complain about it on the forums, the way it's
To be
like...
pedantic, if it's 83, it's the fucking rabbit. They call it, I think, the rabbit. It's a fucking Golf.
Well, it's called a Golf in the game, but yeah, I remember here they were called rabbits in I mean, like in the States, I said my buddy in high school had that 78 step-side Chevy with a 355 and a tunnel ram on it and stuff. And got too many speeding tickets, so his parents took it away and gave him a fucking diesel Rabbit. It was just like beige and slow as shit. I think in a way he actually learned to appreciate it. There was one night he was like at my buddy's house and like tried to back out of the driveway thing where he parked, like backed it into a stump, and it got like high centered and snagged in the rear. So you could just like get three people out and like lift it off the back of the stump basically and get them rolling again.
Oh, it is the round headlight. And it is Golf.
Yeah.
Interesting that they chose to the 83 then, though. Not like, I don't know, the 76, the first year it came out in Europe.
Yeah. Yeah, I know the golf stuff in this game is always like they choose the last year, or what is it the Mark III golf that's in the game that's like a
Yeah.
98 and it's like technically the last year was 97, but in
Yeah,
this region they sold it one extra year. There's I don't know, like yeah, I don't know
yeah.
about not really know that stuff, but I know there's always like people that are explaining like why it's a confusing naming for this model or something like that that's like shouldn't be like that.
Yeah, so 98 was technically last year, but they did do half another year in 99 through 99 and a half here. Then like the Mark IVs ended in 03, 04 in Europe, and it was like 05, 06 here.
Yeah.
5 minutes till race start.
The problem that I'm having is that the Volkswagen's just much nicer to drive than the Opel. But like I have the lap times on them super close, and so I'm trying to like find a way to like give the Opel almost nothing, but just like a little bit to offset the fact that it's just not quite as nice to drive because I feel like over the course of a race that might actually add up, into a but the Volkswagen's good across the curbs, which to be fair, like the Opel's fine across most of the curbs that you would actually use. It's just if you catch one of the ones that you wouldn't actually use because you follow the guy in front of you or just lose focus or whatever, then there was one the other day when me and Ross were testing where I hit it at Bergwerk, which is like the right-hander into that long uphill section before the carousel. And like by
Yeah.
the time we got to the braking zone at the other end, I had lost like 3 seconds from bouncing off the curb funny. And it's like, yeah, that's the kind of thing like over a 6 lap, 7 lap race or something we'd probably be doing. Like it only takes one of those to drop the draft and just be boned. So, and then you like if you try to push harder to make up for it, you're just more likely to make a little mistake like that again. So, trying to find some way to like poke the Opal up just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit.
No, I'm probably gonna.
I also think the Volkswagen's a little bit.
I'm probably gonna head off. I probably
Right.
hit a wall
Yeah.
in the game and in real
All right.
life. All right, guys.
Still with the Vauxhall.
All right.
All right. Later.
See ya.
Have a good night.